Hello, everyone. Happy June, happy Pride Month, happy Black Music Month. We are combining both for today's video, and I'm wearing my Harley Quinn shirt because it felt like it made sense for a Tyler the Creator video. So I'm going to review his first three albums today, and then next week I'm going to review the last three albums. So let's get into it. Um, let's get into his biography. I don't know if I'm going to read all of this, but I might just pick out the most important parts. I'll do the introduction paragraph. Tyler, the Creator, is an American rapper, singer, record producer, and fashion designer. He has been cited as one of the most influential figures of pop culture and of his generation due to his unique, electric, and colorful music and fashion styles, popularizing rap music as an internet phenomenon that included a new wave of alternative hip hop and R&B artists during the 2010s. So that's the introduction. He came out in the late 2000s. He was the leader and co-founder of the music collective Odd Future, in which he participated as a rapper, producer, director, and actor, releasing studio albums that he produced himself for his respective members and performing on the sketch comedy show Loader Squad, which was really funny. Um, he self-released his mixtape Bastard in 2009, which gave him a lot of press and recognition as an artist in the indie scene. And then his debut studio album came out in 2011, Goblin, which brought him mainstream exposure, aided by the popularity of the single Yonkers as accompanying music video. He faced a lot of controversy in this time uh, for his horrorcore influenced sound and his violent transgressive lyrical content. After the release of his second studio album, Wolf, um, Okanama, I hope I'm saying his last name right, began to separate himself from his horrorcore productions, turning to more accessible sounds with fusion of jazz, soul, and R&B. After the release of Cherry Bomb in 2015, which I feel like they should add rock in there, because there was some rock in Cherry Bomb. Not some, but it was very rock influenced. Um, he released Flower Boy in 2017, the first of a successful trilogy that would be followed by Igor 2019 and Call Me If You Get Lost in 2021, which has some widespread acclaim and commercial success, the latter two debuting at number one on Billboard, each winning Best Rap Album of 2020, 22 Grammys, respectively. Aside from his musical productions, he's an important figure in fashion with his clothing ventures Golf Wang and La Fleur. I think that's how you say it. And his collaborations with major brands such as Lacoste, Converse, and Louis Vuitton. He founded Camp Flognog, a carnival music festival. Camp Flognog Carnival, a music festival, which he held annually since 2012. And people who have been on are Kanye West, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Lana Del Rey, Billie Eilish, among others. He's also directed all of the music and promotional videos of his career under the pseudonym Wolf Haley. He's won 2 Grammys, 3 BET Awards, a Brit Award, an MTV Video Music Award, and in 2019 he was named Music Innovator of the Year by the Wall Street Journal. So I read like most of that. But yeah, that's him in a nutshell. Um, I was supposed to make a video, like a short video about that, so I don't have any like personal things about him or any of the controversies because there's a lot. But since he has come out in his music, at least as bisexual, um, some people use that as like that's why he was the way he was when he was younger because he was in denial and he was gay. So that's why he would use the F slur and stuff like that. I just think, he was. I know he talked about being 21 in his second album, so he would have been like 18, 19 probably when he first came out. So he's just saying anything. And sometimes that's what artists do. They just say stuff to get attention. It doesn't matter if it's negative attention. Um, so I mean, hey, that's something he has to have with his career, and um, some of his responses have been like he just doesn't really care, which is I feel like it's kind of crazy, but it's not my career. But anyway, let's get into the album reviews. So we're gonna start with Goblin. I listened to the deluxe edition. I listened to it on Apple Music. But if you want to listen to it, you can also listen to it on YouTube Music, Pandora, Deezer, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. It came out May 10th, 2020, 2011. And the genre is alternate hip hop and horrorcore, which he does talk. I don't know. I can't remember if I talk about it in this uh, overview of it, my overall opinion of it, or if I talk about it in the next album. But he does try to like distinguish himself, but it's kind of hard when you fit into the genre so well. All right, so the vibes I got from the album were shock value, surprising, disturbing. I'm gonna talk about my favorite songs, my least favorite songs, and I'm gonna give my overall opinion. My favorite songs, the first one is Radicals, mainly for the message of doing whatever you want and that makes you happy. Other than that, I think it's like mostly um, a shock song, like just saying like I'm a radical. I say all these crazy things, um, and it's like kind of fake rebellious to me. But I didn't put it in my least favorite songs because you know I like the other message of like just do whatever makes you happy. Basically, is what the song saying. Besides the offensive shit. The second favorite song is Nightmare. Uh, he's conflicted dealing with fame and like his past, and he misses his friends that are gone and not feeling accepted by his family. It's very introspective, and I like that. And I know when I was talking about that video that I talked about in my short video the other day, they were saying that uh, the guy whose video I put in the background, talking about how the order of the albums for the storyline are Bastard, then Wolf, then Goblin, because what is his name? Earl Sweatshirt was in, I think he was in boarding school or he got sent back to boarding school. I think he's from Somalia. I could be wrong, but basically he was back in his country. Like his parents had sent him back because I guess he wasn't acting right. And so there was a lot of free oral references where he was on, I think he was on Wolf, but he wasn't on Goblin. And I haven't listened to Bastard, although I probably should. But yeah, basically, because of the way the story is, that's the order that the creator said it should be in. So, now he's missing his friends that are gone, but the friends, you get what I'm saying. So it's supposed to be in the order, that order. So then Earl is not there. So that's why this album was supposed to be the end of that order of the storyline. Um, I don't know if it's a spoiler for the album because like he's talking to this therapist named Dr. TC, which I didn't realize until I watched that video that I talked about is Tron Cat, which is a song that I did not like. I'm going to talk about that. And it's basically how this doctor has done all these horrible things and he sees these things in Tyler. So his motives might not be that great. I think if I can remember from the video correctly. But yeah, he's talking to that therapist in um Bastard first. Even though it's not the correct order of where you should listen, like for the storyline. But yeah, he's also in Wolf. I feel like he's not as prominent, but I feel like I could kind of tell by the different voices that it's supposed to be him. And then there were like extra people in Wolf. So I need to look at a video about all these different people because for me the storyline it, it is all over the place for me, but it's probably because I need to listen to Bastard, and that will make it make more sense probably. Especially because Wolf, I'm gonna get into it when I get there, but the story is not as not as straight throughout as in Goblin. But yeah, and then another song that I liked was Analog featuring Haji Beats. It's a very sweet, innocent song. The only song so far without anything crazy on it. Very summer young love vibes. That was one of the songs that was like chill on the album. Window was the last song that I really liked, featuring Demo Genesis, Frank Ocean, Haji Beats, and Mike G. So this song was after a terrible song, LOL. But the features on this song were so much better, and they like, of course, subject matter. But everyone was like rapping and singing well, and they bounced off of each other's flows. I can't remember the exact thing they said it on the end of each line, but then everybody said it on the end of their verses. So yeah, sometimes that happens. I like that when that happens in rap songs where they do their rap verse and then they say a certain thing and then everybody says it throughout the song. It's like the song "Fucking Problems" with 2 Chainz, and everybody says "Beast" at the end of their line. It was like that, but I can't remember exactly what they said. But they were really good features on that song. My least favorite songs now, Tron Cat, which I kind of talked about a little bit. It was very over the top, offensive, just for offensive sake, which it seems kind of contradictory to say in radicals don't follow my lead. Yet he says this song influences kids to do bad things. But it could also be that Dr. TC is the one that's actually trying to negatively impact people. Now that I kind of know a little bit of the backstory, just a very tiny bit of it. Um, and then the last least favorite song is "Bitch Suck Dick," which can't play that out in front of your parents, featuring Jasper and Taco. This was before Window. I think this is the one I was talking about. It just sounds bad. I think it was the beat, the lyrics are repetitive and annoying. You can definitely tell they were very young, just making anything. LOL. It's like, if you and your friends fucking around, just come to the studio, just make this random track talking about how girls give us head. That's basically it, y'all. And yeah, you just saying anything. That's basically what the song is. So I'm gonna give my overall opinion. I am pleasantly surprised by this album. Besides, the shock value, um, some of the songs really hit. Some of the songs I did like. I feel like without disturbing lyrics, I think the flows and introspective moments could have been more appreciated. I will say it annoyed me that he kept wanting to distance himself from hardcore, but like you're literally the definition of the genre on this album. Elva, you're talking about killing people, sexual assault. You're talking about a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, it's very in the genre. Um, I feel like the features even impressed me on some of the songs. Of course, more on Window versus Bitch Suck Dick. Those weren't good. I will say I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't hate it, but of course, a lot of the subject matter made me uncomfortable. It did. However, I will give it a 7 out of 10. I think it was a good first impression of his skills as a rapper and showed off his creativity. Maybe not. Of course, maybe outside of a lot of the subject matters, but yeah. The next album is Wolf, came out April 2nd, 2013. The genre is alternative hip hop. Alternative hip hop. The vibes I got were summer, grief, and success. Um, I think because I'm trying to remember if it was on this album or if it was on Cherry Bomb. I think it was Cherry Bomb where he talks about the exact moment he learned about his grandmother's passing. Um, so yeah, so that's going on then. So that's why there's grief, but also there's success from his album Goblin with the mixtape Bastard, and it's like a lake kind of theme, like a camp theme. It's not really consistent, which we'll get into that. But here are my favorite songs. Cowboy is delving. So the song is called Cowboy. Delving into his new reality of success and fame, still dealing with dark thoughts and now grief from his grandmother passing away. I'm very glad he was getting more introspective. Also, it's interesting to have a camp setting in the background. like just opposing his new life like he's still a kid, which he might have had a lot of childhood trauma. That's probably why. Uh, so yeah. And I know a lot of these songs talk about his dad not being there, so that could also be um, something that happens. I remember in Britney Spears' book, she would have like every time she would have a kid or have a traumatic moment, she would like regress. She felt like so that could be also what's happening. So the next song I liked was Domo 23, which I think was a single. I think on Wikipedia said it was a single. I like that he's bragging here about what he's got and how he's helped his mom. Of course, it's some offensive stuff. I mean, would it be a totally great album without something crazy, you know? But his flow sounds good here and nothing too dark on the song. So I liked it. And the answer is kind of like he's trying to get a girl to call him. Basically, he's like flirting, but it's a lot more personal as far as talking about his dad not being there. Oh, I guess this was the song we talked about it. And it seems like he's opening up more without the alter egos, so that was interesting. He still has a lot of them because there's like Sam in here. Wolf, I think, is still here. There was a girl that was Sam's girlfriend that Wolf might have stolen. A lot going on, y'all. But he seems to definitely be standing out from them though. And then 48, I like that he's taking on the persona of a drug dealer, and he has clips of now talking about how drug dealers like basically betray the hood, and they're not good to the people around them. Basically, Adela shows all the things he gets out of it. Also showcases how the terrible things it does, and showcases the terrible things it does to the community. Woo! Said that 5 times fast. It's very intriguing, taking on this persona, um, of the drug dealer and how negatively it affects the community, but how he's getting all these things out of it, though. I feel like that was really unique, and I liked it. I did not have any least favorite songs. Uh, some of the songs were just kind of meh to me, so it wasn't like anything I really hated, basically. So my overall opinion, I feel like Tyler's skills definitely improved on this album. Of course, he still has some shocking stuff, but he toned it down. Even though he seems to resent that people think he's turning it down, so he does say some crazy stuff, and it's like, relax, man, lol. So it's kind of like, sir, it's all right. You can chill a little bit. I will say that I didn't have any songs I strongly disliked, and I liked a lot of the songs. I do feel like the theme this time wasn't as cohesive as Goblin. Um, I do like the jazz elements. It was really nice, and the variety of how the song sound was good. I'll give this album a 7 out of 10 still, just because I think the theme could have been stronger, and it may be that I need to listen to Bastard to connect all of them. So that might be how I need to connect all the storylines. Because like you can like there was some I felt like it was like theme was kind of in and out. You would be in on one song and then be out and in and out. It wasn't like as consistent as on Goblin. So Cherry Bomb is the last album we're gonna talk about this video. It was released April 13th, 2015. The genre is hip hop, rock, soul. The vibes were experimental, chaotic, and reinvention. I don't think it's chaotic in a bad way. So I'm gonna talk about my favorite songs. Pilot featuring Sid. They credit her as Sid Bennett, but she just goes by Sid now, so I'm gonna call her Sid. He says he's in first class, but he feels like he's in coach, and how he has everything but still feels this way. So he seemed very confident in the beginning of the song, but I think I'm gonna say is vulnerable. Is vulnerable towards the end of the song. So it feels like he's made it, but he's still missing something, which is really interesting. I feel like sometimes, celebrities or famous people, they feel like, I don't know. I feel like celebrity and famous people are the same thing. But you could be famous and not necessarily, I don't know. We're going to call them famous people. But famous people, sometimes they have all of these things, but there's still something missing. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's a broken relationship. Maybe it's they're grieving. Maybe something is missing in their life. So that does make sense. Sometimes you get everything you want, and there's still something you're missing. So the next song is called Find Your Wings. There are a lot of features on it, but I'm going to say I got this from Wikipedia, But I think on the album it only credits 3 people, but I'm gonna just credit everybody. Featuring Roy Avers, Sid Bennett, who is Sid, Jamal Kirk Brunner, Samantha Nelson, Tiffany Palmer, Natasha Shaw, and Callie Usis. I always say her last name wrong. Anyway, let's talk about the song. I love the jazzy beat and the melody of the song. I also like that the wings and flying metaphors keep going, so like throughout the whole album, because song's pilot, flying, wings. It's a theme throughout the album, and it's a very airy and light song. I want to say when I was looking at this on Wikipedia, I think so many people are credited because there are some samples, or is a sample. I'll have to double check that, but a lot of people on Apple Music. I think it only credited Sid. I know Callie Eustace was on there, and I can't remember who else they credited, but I think they only credited 3 people. It might have been Roy Avers, but yeah, on the official Wikipedia, all the people are on there. So the title track, Cherry Bomb. The chaotic beat really works with the song title and lyrics of the song. It feels like you're in the middle of an explosion. That's kind of what he's talking about, like the bomb, cherry bomb. Um, yeah, and it's not chaotic in a bad way. There's a lot of rock elements, like a lot of um. Do I talk about this in my overview? But yeah, I'll get to that in my overview. But yeah, it's a lot of punk rock kind of sounds, kind of maybe 80s rocker kind of sounds. It's really cool. At first, it was a little overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'll get more into that when I get into my overview. And then my last favorite song was Okaga, California. Okaga CA is featuring, this one also features a bunch of people. Alice Smith, Leon Ware, and Clem Crivey, which I think he's in a band, but that's how they credit it. I think the band name is longer, but they just credit it that way. It's a very sweet and innocent song. Once again, more flying and wings motif. It's very smooth, very laid back song. So yeah, and I also did not have any of these favorite songs. So my overall opinion, the rock beats in the beginning were a little overwhelming because I wasn't expecting them. Um, However, I did re-listen to the first tracks after listening to the album, and they definitely are. Oh, they definitely like an introduction. I don't know what I was typing last night, y'all. It was like 3 in the morning when I finished. Well, listening to this album, so my notes might not make any sense. But basically, it's a good introduction to the album. I think that's what I was trying to say. I like the rock beats, but they can be overpower the actual words and songs, which I do like that Apple Music has the lyrics right on the screen for you. I don't know if I'm going to keep Apple Music though. I do have a 3 month subscription free, so we'll see what I decide. I feel like I feel nostalgic about the sound because it has like a punk 80s feeling on some of the songs, very jazzy and R&B on other songs. So all throughout they had the rock, the jazz, the R&B. It was nice. I like that he tried some new sounds and explored more subject matters on this album. Oh, I also love to hear got a Pharrell feature because some of the beats remind me of his, which he is a huge influence on Tyler the Creator. And I think they've also worked together with Louis Vuitton. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I think they did. So they definitely have similar aesthetics. That's really cool that they had a song together. And I will give this album an 8 out of 10. It's a little chaotic and jarring, but still fun and interesting to listen to. So that's how I feel about those 2 albums. I thought I was like absolutely gonna hate all of these albums. Well, maybe Goblin and Wolf. Cherry Bomb, I thought I would be like, I'll be okay. But I actually really liked them. So that's surprising to me. I feel like these ratings would just go up with the other 3 albums because, like I said in the introduction, those are critically acclaimed. Got Grammys for 2 of those albums, Igor and Call Me If You Get Lost. I think those were the Grammy ones. But yeah, so I did a poem style I haven't done in a while because I haven't done a poem in a while. It's called the Joseph Star, and it's supposed to look like a star, kind of. I did not line this well. I need like a template for this. But basically, the form is it's 1 syllable, for the first line. 3, 5 syllables, 7, 7, 5, 3, 1. I'm going to put this in the comments. I want to show you it. I did not do it very well, if you can see it, but it's kind of, you see my ring light. But it's kind of supposed to be, I guess, in a star-ish shape. It don't look right to me, but it is what it is. So the poem is called One of One, and it's inspired by Keep the O's featuring Pharrell, which Tyler at the end of the song comments like, I can't believe I'm talking about diamonds and money on a song, like what's wrong with me? It's just so interesting. And this is with Pharrell. So here's the poem, One of One. Ice, I'm so cold, bling bling blow, blind you with my diamonds. You can't buy these in the stores. This shit is custom made just for me, only me. I like writing syllable poems, y'all, but it's kind of hard. Especially when you want to say certain things. Like free verse, you don't gotta, it doesn't matter about the format. But when you do an actual like format poem, it's like, it's interesting because like you think, oh, it's short, it should be easy. But it's not always easy because then you gotta get your message out correctly. So that's that. But yeah, next week I'm gonna do the last 3 albums, and I'm excited for them. I have listened to Call Me If You Get Lost, but I think I only listened to it once, one time through, and then I listened to like the deluxe songs, like a couple songs after that. So it'd be good to re-listen to it, and I have not listened to Flowerboy Igor, even though Igor is on my like albums I want to listen to list. So yeah, I'm excited to listen to those and review those because I am surprised by my opinions on the first 3. So yeah, what do you guys think of Tyler the Creator's first 3 albums? Let me know in the comments. What is your favorite album out of these? What's your least favorite album? Whatever you want to tell me in the comments, and I'll see you all next week. Also, like, subscribe, uh, comment, and also, as always, my book is going to be linked in the description. So yeah, see you all next week.